Part 1. The Invisible Thread. You walk into your local cafe in 2026. You order your usual morning coffee. The barista says it will be $10. You think it's just inflation. But you're wrong. Your coffee didn't get more expensive because of the local economy. It got expensive because a single ship got stuck in a 2-mile wide stretch of water halfway across the planet. Welcome to the illusion of the modern world. We think everything is connected by an infinite, unbreakable web. But the reality is terrifying. The entire global economy hangs by just a few invisible threads. We call these critical bottlenecks choke points. And in 2026, they are being weaponized. When a choke point closes, your wallet drains, your amygdala panics, and the 1% gets richer. Let me show you exactly how this trap works. Part 2. The geography of vulnerability. When we look at the ocean, we see endless open space. We assume global trade can go anywhere. But it doesn't. 90% of everything you own traveled on strict invisible highways. And all of those massive cargo ships must squeeze through a few very narrow doors. The Strait of Malacca, the Suez Canal. These are the fragile arteries of our modern world. Now, what happens when one of these doors slams shut in 2026? The global math changes instantly. Ships are forced to turn around and reroute across entire continents. That detour adds thousands of miles. It burns millions of dollars in extra fuel. The shipping companies don't pay that extra cost. They pass it directly to your credit card. Your electronics, your food, your energy, everything skyrockets overnight. But the delay also causes a massive traffic jam at every other port on the planet. The supply chain has zero tolerance for errors. When ships don't arrive, the shelves go empty. But empty shelves are just the beginning. The real danger is what happens inside your brain. You don't have to imagine this, it already happened. In 2021, a single ship, the Ever Given, got stuck in the Suez Canal. Just one ship. Within 48 hours, $10 billion of global trade was paralyzed. Now imagine that. But on a scale 10 times larger, engineered not by an accident but by a geopolitical blockade. The 2021 event was just a beta test for the 2026 choke point. And don't think artificial intelligence will save you from this crisis. The massive AI brains that everyone is worshipping require tens of thousands of highly specialized GPUs to think. When the foundries stop producing, the AI revolution hits a solid brick wall. Without replacement parts, the data centers overheat. The digital gods you rely on and will simply go offline. Part 3. Artificial scarcity and the amygdala hijack. When a choke point closes, the physical delay might only last a week, but the media algorithms don't sell reality. They sell fear. Within hours, your newsfeed is flooded with headlines about shortages and empty shelves. This creates a psychological trap called artificial scarcity. The shelves aren't empty yet, but you are told they will be, and that triggers your amygdala. Your ancient survival brain takes over. Logic shuts down and panic sets in. You rush to the store not because you need 10 packs of toilet paper, but because you see everyone else panicking. It is herd mentality on overdrive. By rushing to hoard supplies, you are the one creating the actual shortage. The algorithm successfully hacked your biology. You reacted exactly how they wanted. And while you are fighting in the aisles, the smart money is quietly making a fortune. Part 4. The 1% wealth extraction. How exactly do they profit? They don't just wait for the crash, they engineer the short. While your amygdala is screaming at you to buy overpriced toilet paper, The smart money is buying call options on freight shipping rates. They are shorting retail stocks because they know the shelves will be empty. They are literally monetizing your biological panic. While the middle class is fighting over toilet paper, the smart money is performing a mathematical calculation. They don't try to buy groceries. They try to buy the entire grocery chain. The 1% knows that supply chain choke points aren't a disaster. They are a predictable profit cycle. When you panic sell your stocks in fear of a 2026 economic collapse, who do you think is buying? They are. They are picking up valuable assets for pennies because you are too scared to hold them. But it's not just stocks. When shipping costs triple, shipping monopolies make record profits. The 1% owns the physical infrastructure. They own the ships, the ports, and the very containers that are stuck. You pay the hyperinflated prices for necessity, and that money flows directly into their accounts. This is the invisible extraction of wealth. A crisis is just a tool to move money from the emotional crowd to the logical elite. The system isn't broken. It is engineered to function exactly like this in 2026. The only way to survive the 2026 choke point effect is to stop reacting and start calculating. Part 5. The antidote and the macro vision. So how do you escape this engineered matrix? You have to decouple your brain from the news cycle. When a choke point closes, turn off the TV. Refuse to let the algorithm hijack your amygdala. Stop panic buying liabilities like toilet paper. Look for the discounted assets the crowd is throwing away. Apply the 48-hour rule. Wait for the emotional dust to settle, then step in with cold, calculating logic. But surviving the physical supply chain is only level 1 of the 2026 economy. The elite are already preparing for the next massive choke point, and it has nothing to do with oceans. The next war won't be fought over oil. It will be fought over microscopic pieces of silicon. I'm talking about the ultimate economic choke point, the global semiconductor monopoly. If this single supply chain snaps, the modern world literally turns off. I'll expose exactly who controls the silicon choke point in the next video. Subscribe to NeuroStick. Break the loop.